Exactly. Now, next up on the show, we have a master class by a wonderful teacher by the name of
Dilxush Hamidov.
Please welcome to the show. Hello.
Hello.
Audience,
How you doing?
good morning. Yeah, the teachers, students, and learners. Today, as you know, in this master class, today I'm going to teach you on a new topic which is called how to improve our memory. So if we go back to the previous week, we were talking about how to learn new things quicker than others. And I also mentioned some tips for you to learn new things by the way and memorizing new things quickly at the same time. But today we will be learning about how to improve our memory, like converting our poor memory into a strong one. You know, many people in the world have the problem like remembering names, remembering keywords, passwords, and digits, especially cell numbers. So this is a problem for all the people in the world. Today, after this, I will give you some points, and after these points, you will not be facing these problems again, and you will avoid all of these issues in your life. So before starting, can we have a practice for your memory?
Okay.
I will tell you some numbers and we will see how your memory is.
Go.
If you are strong or not. Okay. I will tell 6 digits and you should...
How many digits?
6 digits.
Okay.
And you should repeat it in the same, correct order.
Okay.
225 865.
225 865.
Me too. 225 865.
Yeah, it looks like easy for now, but you know, when our friends say their numbers to us, it might be more difficult for us to remember all the numbers of the cell.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, that's why it's the problem for all the people. So today in this master class, we are going to learn some
You have
tips.
some chalk over there next to the yellow.
Yeah, I saw it.
You got it? All right.
So yeah, I will give you 10 points to improve your memory. By the way, there is a person in the world who could remember 10,000 digits and he could tell all of them.
Really?
Yeah, his name is Kevin Horsley.
Kevin Costner.
Horsley.
Ah, I thought Kevin Costner.
Horsley, yes. He could remember 10,000 digits. And he was a few people, he was among the few people in the world, like a champion of remembering the digits. And I hope after my advices, you also may achieve such result. Yeah.
Yes, inshallah.
Yeah. The first one is sleeping. As you might know, for our memory, sleeping is really important, and the source of sleeping gives much important positive effects for the brain. It makes makes our brain relaxed, and it will prepare our brain for the next coming lessons or new information. It will make the brain ready, and that's why many scientists recommend us to sleep for 6 to 8 hours every day. This is really important for us to have a strong memory. And the second one is sugar.
Sugar?
Yeah. You know, in our brain, there is a part which is called hippocampus. Maybe you might know about this. This part of the brain is really sensitive to the sugar, and much sugar really impacts in a bad way for the brain. And it may cause your short-term and long-term memory turn into bad memory, and you will not be you will not be able to remember the numbers for a minute.
So sugar makes us stupid.
Yeah, much sugar is really bad for the brain, and eventually it may make depressions or any kind of brain disease which are really bad for the health. That's why I would recommend you not to consume much sugar, as you know. And this is really bad for the brain. And the third one is salt.
Really?
What do you think about salt? Is it beneficial for the brain or is it bad?
Sodium. I think it's beneficial. It's not beneficial, I'm joking.
Yeah, you're right. The salt is really beneficial for the brain.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when we are receiving much consumption, plenty of sugar, salt, it gives the chance for the brain to create new cells of memory, which means your memory will expand.
Whoa.
That's why the cell bloods and other kind of memory cells will be expanding and the number of cells will increase because of the much salt consumption. But too much salt also leads to some kind of disease which are not related to head but other organs of the body. That's why too much salt is bad for the organs, but it's useful for the brain. So consuming about maybe 20 or 30 grams, that would be okay for the brain. And the next point is about water.
Water.
Yeah, water. You know, water is really important for all of our organs in the body, but for the brain, it plays a really big role, especially promoting and to give the brain relax. It's really important. For example, when you are drinking plenty of water, your brain will be making itself ready for the next coming sessions, and at the same time it's really good for your sleeping. It promotes sleeping time, and you cannot be disturbed by any kind of voice if you drink a lot of water. That's why you should drink a lot of water, so plenty of water. And the next thing is sport. Maybe you know already, sport is really important for our memory, because when we are exercising sports, it has like beneficial sides by two sides, in direct ways, indirect ways. In direct ways, it promotes, like salt, it promotes new blood pressure, or new blood cells and new memory cells. It creates, expands, and it helps your brain. And in indirect way, after doing much sport, you will be sleeping well, which means your brain will be ready for the next session. And that's really important for the brain. It's like sport. And the next point is about, the sixth point is about, speaking the stress. You know, stress is the worst enemy of our brain. When we are in a stress mood, it really impacts on a bad way. For example, what we have or what we are learning may be forgotten by our brain because the stress is really bad, and that hurts your brain, and it also kills the cells which are made by this salt and sport. That's why the stress is really, really bad for the brain. That's why we shouldn't be in a stress mode, or we should avoid being in a stress. The ways of avoiding stress is breathing deeply while we are closing our eyes, or some people use meditations for reducing the stress, or not caring, we should decrease the amount of caring for others. That's how we will reduce the consumption of stress, and this will be really important and really beneficial for our brain. And the next point is about, they are about 3 tasks. The 7 is counting. Now we came to the point in which we will improve our memory. The first one is counting. You know, in every morning when you wake up, you should have 2 sides in your memory, and in these 2 sides you should start counting. In the first side from 1 in the odd numbers, and the next one should be from 100 into the opposite way. So you have 2 sides, 1, 3, 100, 98, 96, after 3, 5. So odd and even numbers should continue like this.
What the hell?
This is a very, very beneficial way for you to improve your memory. When you are doing double tasking at the same time, you are doing the 4 tasks at the same time. You are counting 1 to 100 and 100 to 1, and at the same time odd and even numbers. So this is really important for your memory. And the next one is task. This is called puzzle task. This looks like this one, but this is more hard to do. For example, if we divide our brain into 2 sides, you should have 2, and here you should have 3. So you should add the number of itself to the same number. For example, 2 plus 2, At the same time, 3 plus 3.
Well, you need to be a mathematician for this stuff, brother. What the heck, man?
Yeah, this is why it's really important, and this really like beneficial. Yeah, 4 plus 2, 6, 6 plus 3, 9, 12, like this. It should go like this every morning for 10 minutes.
Oh,
10 minutes
10
every
minutes.
morning. Where you make mistake, you should start from the beginning again.
No.
This is how your brain will get into the function. And this is really important and really like beneficial for you. And the next one is digit span test.
Digits bombastic.
Yeah, this is like as I said you should have all the time 6 or 7 numbers to repeat in a correct order. Day by day you are increasing your memory, and then you should increase the number of digits every day. For example, you learn 6 digits in the correct order today, but tomorrow you should increase it into 10 numbers. That's how your brain will go, and maybe eventually you may achieve these numbers where you will have this strong memory. Okay, these were the points which will make your brain really strong and powerful. So in addition, I have an information to tell you. The first one is here. 90% what we say and 10% what we hear. What do you think? Which one is easier for our brain to analyze or to memorize?
10% and here.
Easy?
Much easier.
No, what we see is really easy, and what we hear is really difficult for our brain. So after this exercise, it will be easy for your brain, and you will reach 100%. At the same time, you will reach these numbers.
Amazing.
Just follow
Amazing.
this exercise and yeah.
Alrighty.
Support
Thanks
us.
so much,
Thank you
brother.
very much.
Yeah, thank
Well,
you.
have a great
good day.
Wish you all the
I
luck.
hope it will be beneficial for everyone.
Alrighty.
Yeah, have a good
All
day.
right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to repeat the riddle very quickly. I have a screen, but I'm not a window. I have a remote, but I'm not a car. What am I? And the answer to this question was a TV. So the people who called us and said TV, congratulations.
Can you say the answer also?
Oh, yeah.
Great. Our dear loved ones, thank you very much for your 2 hours with us. Remember to stay positive and keep striving for your dreams. And we will see you next time on Good Morning Uzbekistan live stream on Wednesday.
Goodbye.
Bye.